Welcome to another episode of Jay Leno's Book Club. Remember, no weight loss, no self-help, no we need to make your hair look better. Just cars and motorcycles, anything that rolls and explodes and makes noise. That's what we talk about here. We're here with Neil Miller. This is a new book called The Morgan Exploration. You know, Morgan is one of these companies, it's sort of like Harley Davidson. There's like so many books out. People are so fascinated by them, and I've had my Morgan now for 30 years. And I buy every Morgan book there is. I just find them all fascinating and interesting. Some are better than others. And this is one of the really, really good ones. Tell us about this book.
My first Morgan was purchased in 1964 in a junkyard.
Okay.
I found it wrecked. I didn't even know what it was when I bought it. But
Three-wheeler or four-wheeler?
Four-wheeler.
Oh, one of those fancy new
One of the fancy ones. They have 4 seats.
Right. Oh, okay, sure, the 4 seats. Yeah.
So I brought that home. My mom thought it was a baby buggy when I drove it in.
You actually got to drive it? It ran?
It ran, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was hit by the side and hit in front a little bit, but I was able to tear it down, rebuild it.
I mean, that shows you the difference that back then it was just a car. I mean, any Morgan that was in any kind of accident now would never even make it to the junkyard. There'd be people all over it.
Oh, absolutely.
But back in the day, and what did you pay for that car back then?
$375.
Wow, okay. And what year was it?
1961.
So it was only 3 years old.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So I fixed it up and drove it cross country. Owned it 12 years. Sold it because I knew I wanted to buy another one. I wanted to buy a new one.
Okay.
So the book continues that story from when I ordered it in 1980, and it finally came in 1990. It was on a 10-year waiting list.
That's the great thing about Morgan owners. You know, unlike Americans. Americans walk into a showroom. Can I get the car next week? No, I don't want it. But the English, they order it for 10 years. They'll sit. It's going to be another 9 years. Oh, they shriek with joy. They find it fascinating. They love the pain of having to wait for it. And this is a very personal book in that if you're a Morgan enthusiast, you know the history, you know the story. And this is just a lot of terrific photographs, factory photographs. Morgan Exploration, that's what it's called. More so than, you know, another sort of dry company history.
The workers, I wanted to meet the workers and actually photograph them in their environment. And they were, at that time, 1990, it was very easy to ask them to stop for a second and take pictures.
And you see a lot of the old tooling, a lot of the old equipment they use. But surprisingly, Morgan is a very young company now. I mean, the average worker's age is 34 years old.
Yeah.
You know, you think it's a bunch of gray-head, what cup of tea? No, but I mean, they're the sons and the daughters of the guys that have worked there since the beginning. Charles Morgan himself is here at the garage, and that was an honor to have him here. And did you take all these photographs yourself?
All but about 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the majority of them over the years just accumulated, and I knew I was going to do a book for many years. It just finally came together.
Yeah. And you can see, well, there's the old factory there. And tell me about this cover shot. What is that?
Carnarvon Castle in Wales. It was one of our trips. Just after we bought that car, it was brand new when we bought it.
Right.
My wife and I took a drive through Wales and up through Scotland and back. And that's just one of the spots we ended up at.
And where can people get this book?
The Autobooks Aero Books locally has it.
In Burbank, California.
Morgan West carries it locally. My website, neilamiller.com.
neilamiller.com. As you know, this is one of my pet peeves, that so many of the really good books are not available at, you know, the big chain bookstores because they don't sell in the sort of volume. And this is one of those books that just, you know, on a kind of rainy day, you want to sit down and you're not working on your car. I don't know when that would ever be, when you're not working on your car, but I don't know, maybe you're in the hospital, I don't know. But the one day you're not working on your car, it's just a joy to go through and look at these photographs. Just
Peter Morgan,
the men and women that built these cars, how they built them, where the factory is. It's really the last of the old school way of building cars. They always build one less than everybody wants.
Yeah.
It kind of keeps them, and people say, we want to double the size of your factory. Oh, no, thank you, the phone, you know.
No, it's really a down-to-earth place.
Yeah, very down-to-earth place,
Yeah.
and just a lot of the old posters and signs, and it's the Morgan Exploration, and they can get it through you at your website, right?
Yeah, website, and through Europe, there's some dealers in Europe carrying it too.
Okay, but look for it. If you're a car enthusiast, and like I said, it's not heavy on technical stuff. All that technical stuff has been available for years and years. This is just a personal account of one man's encounter with a Morgan. Neil, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.